Here are 5 facts you didn't know about your brain. Number 5 is going to blow your mind. So, don't go anywhere. Also, please tap the like button if you enjoy the video, and let's get into it. Number 5, you have a second brain in your gut. The human brain is one of the most complex organs in our body, containing billions of neurons that control everything we do from breathing to thinking to feeling. But did you know that there is another organ in your body that has almost as much power over you? It's your gut, specifically the enteric nervous system, or EN, which is a network of nerves that run through your digestive tract. The NS can function independently of the central nervous system, or CNS, which is made up of the brain and spinal cord. This means that your gut can make decisions without input from the CNS, such as when to release digestive enzymes or how much to squeeze your bowel muscles. In fact, the ENS is often referred to as the second brain because it can operate on its own, and it has its own specialized cells called enteric neurons, which are similar to the neurons in the central nervous system. These neurons allow the NS to control the functions of the digestive system, such as digestion and absorption of nutrients, as well as other functions like regulating blood flow to the gut and controlling the release of hormones that influence appetite and metabolism. The ENS also communicates with the central nervous system to keep you informed about what's going on in your gut. For example, when your stomach is empty, the NS sends signals to the brain that trigger feelings of hunger. Similarly, when your gut senses danger, such as the presence of harmful bacteria, it can send signals to the brain that trigger an immune response. Overall, the NS is a vital part of the body that works closely with the brain to keep us alive and healthy. Number 4. Your brain can't feel pain. The human brain is the most complex organ in the body and is responsible for controlling everything we do, from breathing to thinking to feeling. But despite its many functions, the brain itself cannot feel pain. In fact, the brain doesn't have any pain receptors at all. Pain is actually felt by the body's sensory neurons, which are located in the skin, muscles, bones, and other tissues. When these neurons are activated by a painful stimulus, they send signals to the brain that is processed in the thalamus and somatosensory cortex, which then produces the sensation of pain. This means that while the brain can certainly perceive and react to pain, it doesn't actually feel pain itself. Instead, it receives and interprets the signals from the body's sensory neurons. Interestingly, some people who have lost their sense of touch due to damage to their sensory neurons still feel pain, while others who have had their brains damaged still experience pain. This suggests that both the brain and the body play a role in processing pain. There are also several disorders that affect the way the brain processes pain, such as congenital analgesia, which makes it difficult to feel pain, and complex regional pain syndrome, which causes chronic pain in one area of the body. Despite not being able to feel pain, the brain is capable of experiencing other emotions, including fear and anxiety, which can be triggered by the anticipation of pain. In fact, the emotional response to pain can be just as intense as the physical sensation itself. This is why it's important to manage pain effectively, not only to alleviate the physical discomfort, but also to reduce the emotional distress associated with it. Number 3. Your brain never stops working. The human brain is one of the most complex and fascinating organs in the body, responsible for controlling everything from our thoughts and emotions to our movements and life functions. One of the most remarkable things about the brain is that it never stops working, even when we are sleeping. In fact, the brain consumes about 20% of the body's energy. Even when we are asleep, the brain is constantly active, processing information and carrying out essential functions. Even during sleep, the brain continues to monitor our surroundings and respond to stimuli such as loud noises or sudden movements. It also plays a role in regulating our body's internal functions, such as heart rate and digestion. The brain is responsible for processing memories and emotions, which is why we may dream about past experiences or have emotional reactions to events that happened long ago. It also plays a role in regulating our mood and emotions, which is why people with brain disorders such as depression or anxiety may have difficulty controlling their emotions. The brain is also responsible for controlling our movements, both voluntary and involuntary. This is why people with brain injuries may have difficulty walking or controlling their hand movements. The brain is constantly generating new cells, which is why we are able to learn new skills or adapt to changes in our environment. However, as we age, the rate of cell production slows down, which may contribute to cognitive decline and other age-related issues. To keep the brain functioning properly, it is important to maintain a healthy lifestyle. This includes eating a balanced diet, getting regular exercise, and engaging in mentally stimulating activities. It is also important to get enough sleep and manage stress effectively, as chronic stress can have negative effects on the brain. By taking care of our brain, we can help ensure that it continues to function properly throughout our lives. Number 2. Your brain has a superpower called neuroplasticity. Your brain is incredibly adaptable and can change its structure and function based on your experiences and learning. This ability is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity allows you to learn new skills, form new memories, and adapt to new situations. For example, if you learn a new language, your brain will literally change and grow new connections between neurons to accommodate the new information. Similarly, if you experience a traumatic event, your brain may rewire itself to avoid similar situations in the future. This rewiring can manifest as a phobia or a post-traumatic stress disorder, but it can also be a positive thing. By practicing gratitude, you can actually change the way your brain works and create new neural pathways that lead to happiness and positivity. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that has been shown to have numerous benefits for our mental health and well-being. When we focus on gratitude, we are directing our attention towards the positive aspects of our lives, no matter how small they may seem. This can help us shift our mindset away from negativity and towards positivity. By practicing gratitude regularly, we can train our brains to become more positive and optimistic over time. This is because our brains are constantly adapting and changing in response to our thoughts and emotions. When we focus on gratitude, we are essentially rewiring our brains to become more positive. We are creating new neural pathways that lead to happiness and positivity. In addition to neuroplasticity, there are also other benefits of gratitude that can contribute to a more positive mindset. For example, gratitude can help us reduce negative emotions such as anger, resentment, and jealousy. It can also help us improve our relationships with others by showing appreciation for them. By practicing gratitude, you can actually change the way your brain works and create new neural pathways that lead to happiness and positivity. Number 1, your brain can predict the future. Our brain is a powerful organ that can process vast amounts of information and make predictions about the future based on past experiences and patterns. This ability is known as predictive processing. For example, if you have a bad tooth that has been causing pain for days, your brain may predict that visiting the dentist will likely alleviate your discomfort. Similarly, if you have a positive past experience with a certain food, your brain may predict that you will enjoy eating it again in the future. This predictive ability is essential for our survival. It allows us to anticipate potential dangers and take steps to avoid them. For example, if you see a tornado approaching, your brain can predict that it could cause harm and trigger the fight or flight response. Predictive processing also allows us to make decisions more efficiently by using our past experiences to inform our choices. This is why we tend to stick to familiar routines and avoid unfamiliar situations. However, sometimes our brain's predictions can be inaccurate, leading to negative outcomes. For example, if you have a negative past experience with a certain food, such as getting sick after eating it, your brain may predict that you will have a negative reaction to it in the future. This can lead to an irrational fear of the food, even if there is no actual danger. In these cases, cognitive behavioral therapy can be helpful in challenging negative thoughts and beliefs and developing more adaptive strategies for coping with anxiety. Despite the potential for inaccuracy, our brain's predictive ability is a remarkable feat of cognitive processing that allows us to navigate the world around us more effectively. Thank you for watching. See you next time.